SIBO. Do you know what it is? Have you heard about it? Do you know what it stands for? Have you been plagued with it for a really long time and you can't figure out how to get better? All of these questions and more coming up on a brand new series on the Gutsy Girl YouTube channel. Hello everyone, my name is Sarah K. Huffman, aka Gutsy Girl. I am here today because we are starting a brand new series. Now that the Constipation Hack series has wrapped up, at least for the time being, until I have even more hacks all ready for you, it is time for us to start a brand new series. When I was asking online to all of you, what should we do for the next series? So many people kept saying, please do a series on SIBO. And so here we are. I have question after question after question lined up for this series that I want to address with all of you. But for today, my goal is just to explain a little bit about what SIBO is, what it stands for, and my own personal story with SIBO. So first of all, SIBO is spelled, it is an acronym, S like snake, I like intestines, B like boy, and O like octopus. SIBO, again, is an acronym, and it stands for Small Intestinal Bacterial Overgrowth. That's what it is, that's what it stands for, but what actually is SIBO? A lot of people think that SIBO is a matter of good versus bad bacteria, and I can tell you that many times along the way, I have referred to it in those terms as well. The reality is that SIBO is a matter of bacteria that is found in the incorrect portions in the wrong places. So where we should have the majority of our bacteria in the gut is in the large intestine. That's where we want it all to be. That's where we want our bacteria to flourish. That's where the majority of it should be. Should there be bacteria in the small intestine? Of course. What happens with those who have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, though, is that bacteria from the large intestine is found in the small intestine, creating an overgrowth, an overabundance of bacteria that is not supposed to be there. It is not inherently good or bad, it's just there in the wrong proportions. My personal story with SIBO is that I don't know when I actually got it. What I do know is that I was diagnosed with it in 2014. And by the time I was diagnosed with SIBO, I was so far down the rabbit hole of misery, in the sense that my B12 levels were almost completely depleted. I had to do immediate B12 injections to my stomach. I was bloated and miserable. I was not absorbing nutrients. I was thin, yet I felt miserable. I was always sick. I had perial dermatitis. I had cracks in the corners of my mouth. I had a whole host of things that was wrong with me by the time I was diagnosed. And because I think I had it for years and years and years undiagnosed, it was very hard for me to get rid of it. This is something that not a lot of people know about SIBO. They're diagnosed with it and they think that it's going to be like everything else, take a round of antibiotics and call it a day. Unfortunately, if it has been around for any length of time, it is not easy to get rid of. And so I would relapse from my SIBO symptoms and all the problems that manifested from having SIBO 5 times. I would not heal SIBO for good until I healed my gut for good in 2018. So when it comes to SIBO, I spent 4 to 5 years fully immersed in all things SIBO and healing it and what it was and how I could get better, what works, what doesn't work. I tried every last thing. I tried all the herbal protocols, all the antibiotic protocols, diets, lifestyle, I tried it all. And ultimately, I did heal. So that's what this series is all about. I'm going to take your questions about SIBO and I'm going to answer them. So do me a favor. Be sure to give a thumbs up and like my channel, and then head down to the comments below and leave your questions. What do you want to know about SIBO? What have you heard? What do you think is right? What do you think isn't right? Leave them. Let me know, and I will be back again next week for the first question and my first answer in this series. Thank you so much for joining me. I love sitting down with you any chance we get to talk all things gut health and gut healing.